Trips, T-Rips. Hey, T-Rips. How you doing? Love, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Welcome in. Hey, Dorada. Hey, baby, Grand Rising. Hello, hello. How you doing? Hey, Ann. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Grand Rising. How you doing, girl? Hey, girl. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, who is? Hey, Mikey. Hey, baby. Oh, oh, Lord. Well, there y'all go. I got a horrible setup today. Oh, Lord. Hey, Danny. Danny G. What is this? JMZ. Hey, baby. Grand Rising. All right, let me get this together. Because my setup is horrible today. But I already knew that before I got on here. And I was just trying to make it work. But, I don't know if that's going to work. Oh, Lord. Work with us. Help us out. Is that going to stay? TikTok, y'all may fall on the floor, but it's not really too much I can do, honey. I'm trying to help y'all out, but it ain't working. Let's see how that's going. All right. Oh, see? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Give me a second, YouTube. Lord. Hold on, TikTok. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh, Lord. My setup is... I'm going to have to figure this out tomorrow. I'm going to do better than this. Oh, Lord. Okay, hold on, guys. Oh. Hi, King. Hey, baby. Grand Rising, love. How you doing, honey? Oh, Lord. Armando. Hola, ¿cómo estás? I'm amazing, as always. But, you know, I'm always amazing. I make it my business to be amazing. Every day, okay? I wake up intentional, baby. Okay, let me see if I can get this right. I'm not going to be on long because I cannot get my setup right over here on this side. Maybe that'll work. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, Lord, y'all. I'm so sorry. Hello, Armando. You're in Spain? Oh, I love that. Hopefully, well, not hopefully. I plan on going to Spain one day, honey. I'll be there one day. Okay, listen. Like I said, my setup today is horrible. I apologize. I'm apologizing now ahead of time. This is a mess. I'm trying to fix it and it just will not get right. So I guess that's going to be the best I'm going to be able to do for TikTok as far as this side go, because it's not, I don't want to unplug you guys. If I unplug it, it's going to go. All right, we're going to work it like this. We're going to work it like this. We're going to have to work like this. Hey, who is this? Hey, hey, Keyron. Hey, Batombu. Hey. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. You know that I am, though, because I make it my business to do so, right? So, listen. We are 3 weeks. This is our third Tuesday. First, let's clap it up. Let me fix this light, guys. Hold on. I feel like it's not. I'm in Texas, baby. I'm in Tejas, in Texas. Have you ever been to Texas? I'm in Texas, baby. I gotta cut the light on. I can't. This is not working for me. Hold on. Oh, I'm not be able to change it with this. All right, let's see. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. I couldn't see a while ago. Okay. Yes, I was locked up there 44 months. Where in Texas? You were locked up in Texas for 44 months? Because, you know, I've been in prison, child. I got 10 years federal. But I was in Texas, too, though, when I got locked up. I was in Texas. My mom got sent to, like, Florida, Tallahassee, all these crazy places. But I was in Texas. Harris County. Okay, yeah, okay. I live in Dallas, so I live in Texas. I live in Dallas, so I've never been to Harris County. I've absolutely heard of it. I never been. I know it's a prison state, but yeah. So yeah, when I was 21, I got 10 years feds. I got sentenced to 10 years federal prison when I was 21. So yeah, I was 7 months pregnant when I went. I had my baby girl in prison. Sure did, sir. I sure did. I tell y'all all the time, I was a hot mess. Look, a hot mess, okay? A good hot mess is what I was. But yeah, I absolutely. How much time did you have, or what did you do, or what? Do you speak Spanish? Sí, yo sabe poquito español. Yo entiendo más, pero yo, how do you say it? Yo hablo poquito, pero yo entiendo mucho. If I said that right, something like that. Yo entiendo mucho, pero yo hablar poquito, something like that. Hey, Karen. Hey, baby. Hey, mama. How you doing, love? Grand Rising. What time is it in Texas? It is 12:20 in Texas. So, like I was saying, this is our third week. Listen, I am excited. I am proud of us. If you made it to this third week, here we are. The thing about change is, I tell you all the time, you must be consistent and you just focus on doing a little bit at a time, okay? Now, today we're going to get into self-mastery. I know I'm not going to get to scratch the whole surface, so I'm going to start at the top and then we're going to work our way back. You already know, if you have any questions or any comments in between, please feel free to drop them below. I will answer them at some point. I do know that I am not great at following the screen as the questions are coming in, especially depending on how hot I am and if spirit got me. So, but I will come back to them, okay? I had 10, but I did almost 4, and they gave me 7 on probation. I live in Atlanta now. Okay, so my sister used to live in Atlanta. So what? You must have did state time. Because I don't know how state time works. Like I said, I went to the feds. It was my first time ever going to jail, anything. And I went straight fed. But I know, like, my mom, my dad, my brother, everybody I do know, they were in and out of state prison. You know what I mean? My whole life. I know a lot about the system. But I also know that the way state time and federal time, the way that it's, how do you call done is differently, because I know like for the federal system, you get like 54 days a year, I think, good time, like for being good. So you get 54 days off your sentence. But federal time, I know, is day for day. So like I said, I never been to the state or nothing like that. I had never even had a ticket hell before I went to jail. But then again, I started selling. Um, I started being in the streets when I was 11 years old. So me getting caught up at 21 was inevitable. I mean, it was bound to happen. It absolutely had to happen. Aquí en España son las 4:30. Okay, so it's 4:30 in Spain. Okay. So y'all are like 4 hours ahead of us. I really want to go to Spain. Listen, first of all, let me say this. I grew up with Hispanic, in the Hispanic culture. I have many Hispanic friends. My mom said I started talking Spanish when I was like 2. So, the Hispanic culture, Hispanic people, the food, everything about it. I mean, I absolutely love it. Um, Listen, you could when I was a little girl, when I was a little girl, you couldn't tell me that I was not Hispanic. Okay, I thought I was Hispanic, child. But yeah, I love everything about that culture. So Spain is absolutely somewhere I want to go. But like I was saying, if you guys have any questions, any comments, feel free. I know I'm not good at looking at them when they're coming in. You know how I get. So when spirit gets to moving, I move with it. I ask questions later. So if I don't get to your question in the midst of it, I'll come back to it, okay? Like I said, today we're going to start talk about self-mastery, mastering your vessel, mastering your mind, mastering your heart, mastering your soul. It's not an easy task. It is absolutely not an easy task. It's going to take work daily. Okay, so don't over complicate it. I don't want you to overthink it. Just take it day by day. I know when I get on here, I absolutely do fill you up and I give you a lot in a little bit, in a short amount of time. But now, since, look, this is our home, this is our new space, I don't have to try to jam pack you so much in such a short amount of time, because we're going to be doing this right here forever. So we're going to start at the top, like I said, and work our way back, okay? I am just now to the place where I can say 4 years on my journey that I have fully reached self-mastery. Like I said, it's not an easy feat. You have to not only master your vessel, right? But you have to master your mind, your heart, and your soul space. You have to master your conscious, your subconscious, the unconscious. There's many facets that make you who you are, right? So we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up piece by piece, okay? If you one day come to Spain, you will fall in love. I'm already in love with it. I'm telling you now. I don't have to go to know it. I know it. I absolutely know that I would. So here we go. Today we're going to talk about the 4 steps to self-mastery. Okay, like I said, self-mastery is a very extensive process that will also eventually at some point become a lifestyle, right? We know that us going into this journey, the things, the skills and tools and things that we get on here and discuss are going to be things that we will be implementing into our lives, our minds, our hearts, and our souls on a daily basis for the rest of our lives, okay? So don't be so hard on yourself. I know for me, I'm my hardest self-critic. But I know that that's also me keeping myself in check. So you just want to be mindful of that, okay? So the 4 steps we're going to talk about today is Remember, when you come on, have your pen and paper ready. When you come on here dealing with me, you got to be ready. This is a part of you figuring out now, right, your path and all these things here. So you want to be making sure that you are taking in and retaining the information, skills, and tools that you are going to need to aid yourself on this journey. This is a self journey. Ain't nobody here to save you. Can nobody help you? Can no one get you out but yourself? So you want to be making sure that when you come into this space, that you are utilizing it and maximizing it, okay? We don't have time to just be wasting, okay? So the first thing we're going to get into is step number one. Step number one is going to be awareness, okay? This is step one to self-mastery. We're going to talk about 4 steps. This is step one. Step one is going to be your awareness, okay? To be aware is to be present. To be aware is to be mindful. To be aware is to be only concerned with what is happening right now. You are not concerned about yesterday, nor are you concerned about tomorrow. The only thing that you are able to hone in on is going to be the present moment. You need to understand, you being present allows you to see from an elevated perspective. When you are not aware, you are not conscious, you're not being mindful, you're not being intentional, you're not paying attention to your surroundings, what is going on around you, less known inside of you. The thing about self-mastery is you must be aware of your being at all times. You must be aware of your human at all times. You must know what's going on inside and around you at all times. You are an energy being. You understand that energy is not visible, but it is absolutely present. And as long as that you are unaware, you are making yourself, allowing yourself to be susceptible to outside energies. This is how these energies enter your space. The unawareness of being, your unawareness of presence, your unawareness of your surroundings. You also have to be mindful that, right? Being that we are energetic beings, we receive direction. Oh Lord, I'm so sorry. Hold on. I done lost my thing over here. Being that I'm sorry, I done lost TikTok. I'll just have to let it go. When you are not aware, listen, when you're not aware, when you're not present, when you're not paying on, like I said, you are allowing yourself to be susceptible to all these, to negative entities. We understand that there's only 2 things present in this realm, in this world that we live in, and it is what? The light and the dark. So something is feeding you. Wherever you are pulling your energy from is going to either be that light or that darkness, and you need to be aware of it. You need to be mindful of it at all times. Because whatever energy you are dwelling under, whatever energy is over you, this is going to tie into the, oh Lord, your decisions and choices that you make. And what is your life? Your life is nothing but what? An accumulation of the decisions and choices that you've made over periods of time now coming to pass. That's all life is, my love. Okay, so you have to make sure that you are aware at all times. Okay, take it from somebody. I suffered with addiction. One of my reasons for being high, for wanting to be high all the time when that was the life I was living, is because I did not want to be aware. I did not want to feel. I did not want to see. I did not want to hear. I wanted to be separated from what was actually happening. Okay? So you want to be aware, baby. You got to be aware, love. Okay? Awareness also, again, remember, when you are aware, when you're present, when you're paying attention, when you can see, when you can hear, this is the time and space where God, where spirit communicates with you, is in your awareness. I tell you all the time, God is talking to you, communicating with you 365 days of the year, 7 days a week. Spirit, Buddha, Allah, the universe, Mother Nature, whatever it is that you believe in, it's talking to you all day long. But it doesn't speak human language. The universe, God, source, this is an energetic language. The communication is energy. And so if you're not aware, you are missing messages all day long. Okay? All day long. You got to tap into your awareness. Now, the other thing about awareness is I'm not oblivious to. I'm aware of the fact that you being in your awareness is going to cause you to have to what? Feel some things and go through some things and deal with some things that you may not want to at the moment. That's another reason why people, again, don't want to be aware. You don't want to know. Being unaware is being in the unknown. Okay? Being unaware is in you operating in the darkness. You being unaware is you walking around with the veil over your eyes. You can't see nothing clearly. There's no clarity there. Okay, so you got to get comfortable and used to being in that awareness. Now, if it's something that you're not used to, I would say 5 to 10 minutes a day, 3 to 4 times out of your day, sit in that space of awareness. Bring yourself to center. Sit with yourself. And in that space, in that place that you are in, allow yourself to feel the energy around you. Allow yourself to hear, to feel, to see, to sense. At the same time, you also want to step away from that human. That human, we got that human and that being, right? This is mastery as well, the balance between the two, right? So when you in your awareness, you want to step away from that human side and step into your being, okay? Allow your being to allow yourself to operate through your being when you are aware. That human, that's that logic and that thinking and that's the blocking. That human blocks off your connection to source. That's the blockage. Okay? So you want to get comfortable operating and sitting in that being. So like I said, 3 to 4 times a day, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, but sit with yourself, in yourself, immersed in your surroundings, nothing else. Try to quiet down your thoughts and everything. Just allow yourself to just be. You just being doesn't require anything. But then it also does require everything, because when you are in your being, when you are aware, you are taking your attention and your focus away from the external, from the things going on around you. That's not easy for a lot of people to do, especially when you so involved. If you're a worldly person and involved with the world and the things and the so get comfortable in sitting in that being, okay? Dale mi hermana fuerte palabras. Y ¿qué dice? Oh, let me sit with that for a minute. Let me see what that means. See, let me see. I'll come back. Dale mi dale mi hermana fuerte. Oh, dale mi hermana. I'm getting you. Okay, sis, fuerte palabras. Okay. Yes, Armando, look. I'm working on my Spanish, so I'm so glad you on here, because I needed this. Thank you, Spirit. I needed this, and I haven't had time to really just sit down and hone in, but I've been meaning to. So you being on here today is just for me. I thank you, baby. Tu cuerpo es tu templo. Tu cuerpo. Tu cuerpo. I know what that means. Es tu templo. Tu cuerpo es tu templo. I'm going to come back to that. Tu cuerpo es tu... Something about maybe tu cuerpo. Cuerpo. What is cuerpo? I know what that means. Cuerpo. Your body is your temple. Is that what that means? Tu cuerpo es tu templo. Is that what that means? Your body is your temple? Let me know if that's what that means. Can I put a ring on your finger, King? Ooh, I already got one. Look, you want to put one on the other side? You want to put one on the other side? Okay, let me get off. C. Yay! All right. So my Spanish is on point. Like I told you, I understand it very well. I understand it more than I can speak it. I also can like write it, escribirlo. I can write it as well, but my understanding is way better than mine. But then I also know that when I'm like in my zone, in my element, when I'm like not, when I feel like I'm not on the spot, I can go. But as soon as like I feel like I'm put on the spot, it's like everything leaves my brain. I have it's empty. I have nothing there. But yeah. Hey Iris, hey Zan, hey Push Kush. So we are talking about the 4 steps to self-mastery. We just started. We've just only scratched the first step, which is awareness. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them below. Okay, so number 1 was awareness. Now we're going to get into number 2. Number 2 is going to be discernment, which is also your choices, okay? If you don't know what discernment means, first of all, let's talk about choice. You know what choice means, right? Choice means to choose. Choice is you doing what you want to do. Okay? Not what somebody else wants you to do, not what you think somebody else wants. Your choice is you picking, you making, you deciding what way you want to go, how you want to do things, whatever it is, but it's your choice, okay? I mean, it's you picking. That's what choice means, is for you to pick. And discernment means the ability to judge well, okay? So number 2 is going to be choice and discernment. Every day that you wake up, from the time you wake up till you go to sleep at night, we have choices and decisions to make. The problem is you're so used to the program. You're so used to operating out of that unconscious and subconscious parts of yourself that you're not conscious of the choices you're making on a daily basis. You're not aware of the things you're doing on a daily basis because you're not present. The system is making them for you. Your body is making the choices for you. Your flesh is making these choices for you. A lot of the times when you're doing certain things, you're using your consciousness at all. You're operating out of the battery in your back. And we know you don't have to be present for that. You don't have to think about that hard at all. So from the time that you wake up in the morning to the time you go to bed at night, you need to start being aware and present when you're making choices throughout your day. You cannot continue to do the same thing and expect different results. So why would you think that you could continue to do the same things in your life, continue the same habits, continue on the same routines and do things the same way, and for something to change or for anything to be different? And again, when you make these choices, they need to be your choices. They need to be choices that you are making, not choices that you're making because of your atmosphere or because of the environment. Not the choices that you're making because this is what everybody else is doing. Not the choices you make because you're worried about everybody's thoughts, ideas, and opinions of you. No, you need to start living for yourself. You need to start mastering your vessel. And you mastering your vessel means you need to think, decide, move for yourself. You've been operating out of the influence, out of the essence of everybody else's wants, needs, ideas for you this whole time, 9 times out of 10, if you're not awakened yet. And in the midst of you making these choices, you need to be able to discern, which means you need to be able to judge well. You need to be making sure that when you are making these choices, that they are not only the best choice for you right now, but you need to start thinking about later. You build your future, the latter in the former. So whatever you're doing right now is absolutely, at some point in your life, you're going to have to pick up the vibration from that choice, from that decision. So when you are operating now in this new space, when you're in this space of mastering your vessel, you need to learn how to discern. And that's where patience comes in. You don't have to make all these radical, impractical choices right away. No. So you need to start working on your discernment, which is the ability to judge well, and being mindful of your choices that you are making on a daily basis. Your reality, your life, whatever you're going through, wherever you're at right now, whatever you are doing is a result of a choice that you made at some point in your journey, in your life. Whether it was today, yesterday, 10 years ago, it doesn't matter. Why? Because choices have repercussions. There are consequences not only from our actions, but your actions come from your choices. You have to choose before you act. Okay, so tune in. This is a part of your awareness, okay? So discernment and choices is going to be step 2 to self-mastery. Step 3 is going to be a little breakdown for step 3. So step 3 is going to be decision, action, and focus. Let me say that one more time. Step 3 is going to be decision, action, and focus. What is a decision? A resolution in your mind. The choice that you just made. Once you make a choice, you have to decide to then act upon it. So whatever choices that you have are now making, whatever things that you are now wanting to put into play, to incorporate into your new routine, to add on to your journey, to implement into this new space, you got to put some action behind it. So this is why I tell you all the time when it comes to that overthinking, because this is what we do a lot of times as humans. You will make a choice. You will make a choice and then decide on the choice. But what happens is you overthink it in your mind. You overthought it in your mind to the point where when it comes time for you to actually do the action, put the action, but put the action behind the decision that you've made, you've exerted all your energy thinking about it. Remember, we're energy beings. So you overthinking something exerts just as much energy as if you are doing it in the physical plane. Okay? So when you make your decision, you now have to put some action behind these decisions. Like I said, and don't overthink it. Don't think about it to the point where you've thought about it so much that you feel like you've already done it and ain't done anything. Because this is what happens throughout our lives, especially when it comes time to change. Oh God, you don't want to change. There's so much that come with change, and there's so much uncomfortability. Oh God, it's a disruption to the world that you are already living in. You have to go and rearrange things, throw some things away, add some things in. Oh, nobody wants to do all that. So it's easier to talk about changing than to actually change. And that's what you see a lot of times. A lot of people talking, but ain't doing nothing. You don't want to continue to be that person. So once you make a decision, once you make this decision in your mind, you got to start putting some actions behind it. But like we know, just do a little bit. Don't do too much. You doing too much. You taking this grand gesture too quickly. You doing too much too fast. Is going to put you in an awkward position because you've not yet accumulated the tools and skills, wisdom and knowledge and things like that you need to accomplish this. So you putting yourself in this position is you setting yourself up for failure. It's a part of self-sabotage. And what do we know about self-sabotage? We do this on purpose so we can revert back to our old ways. That's another trick of your mind. A trick that we pull on ourselves. So no, we don't want to do that. So when it comes to you now having to observe these actions, what I want you to start doing is, like I said, I know it's a lot when it comes to this journey and you're trying to master your vessel and make all these changes. It's because there's so many different places and spaces that you have to act upon. And well, when you first start this journey, it can absolutely be overwhelming. And if you become overwhelmed, what is another easy way for you to revert back to your old ways? From being overwhelmed. So when it comes time after you've made the decision, right? After you now put some action with it, you got to focus, okay? You must focus. Remember, attention goes where attention flows. What you focus on is what you are creating. Just because you're focused on something doesn't mean you're actively doing it either, right? This is where your thoughts come into play. This is where you now having to observe those thoughts come into play at. Because just because you think a thing doesn't mean that it's true. when you decide to take this journey, when you decide to start mastering your vessel, when you start to try to start changing, guess what? You are going to have thoughts coming out of the woodworks. And I'm going to tell you now, they're not going to be great thoughts. They're going to be thoughts that are going to have the potential to take you down. And they're all coming from yourself as well. Again, this is a part of you fighting you, because this is what we do. This is why only you can save you. You got to make sure that throughout your day, you are also being aware and mindful of that thought process. What you focused on. You don't want to continue to focus on lack. You don't want to continue to focus on what you don't have. You don't want to continue to focus on those negative things. You must now, this is where your transmuted and alchemizing also comes in, right? Because we know that all the negative, all the bad, the darkness, and all this is going to be a part of where our power comes from. But it has to be alchemized first. It has to be transmuted. Once you begin to master your vessel, you will absolutely begin to alchemize and transmute these things into your power. So don't worry about that. That'll come into flow naturally. That's a natural flow state. So you don't have to even concern yourself with that. All you have to do is focus. 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 At all times. Be aware. Be present. That means you're going to have to feel. You're going to have to see. You're going to have to sense. But you being in this focus state also brings you into consciousness, which means you're not operating out of that program. You're not operating out of that subconscious. You're in that unconscious state. So now you operating out of the conscious space. This is you now beginning to impress new thoughts, new ideas, new visions, new things that God, Spirit, the universe is going to be giving you in this beautiful time and space here. Because you're absolutely going to be getting downloads in this space. And this is when you then, in your consciousness, because you are now focused, right? You are now action-based. You've now decided and chose, right? You've discerned. You're aware. This is a beautiful space to be in. This is a beautiful space to be in. So, in this space, is like I said, this is where you now begin to impress these beautiful things that you're now coming into on that subconscious and unconscious mind. And the only way to do that is going to be for you to be in this action space, in this focus space, in this decision space. You have to be present. You have to be here. Have you ever heard that saying, I'm here for it? You have to be here for this. Okay? Now, you have to be committed. You got to be committed to yourself here. Let me put that little side note in. You have to commit to yourself here. You have to commit to yourself here, because what's going to happen is, and what happens is a lot of the times is we get into this beautiful space and the momentum is high, right? The flow is flowing You connected. You can hear God. You can see Spirit. All the beautiful things are happening. But there's going to come a point, right, where that hearing and that seeing and God and Spirit has to step away so you can step up and show God, show Spirit what you got. You don't get weary in that waiting. You don't get to, because you can't see and feel on the same intensity that it was just resonating on, to stop, to quit in the midst of this beautiful work that you've just begun. Because that's what happens. Like I just said, we get into this space, ooh, and it feel good and it sound good, it look good. But once you start getting into that space and start unraveling things, right, and going through the processes that you need to remain in that vibration, you don't want to do it no more. You got to still do the work, okay? There's going to be work in between these spaces. This is all work. This whole journey is work. This is your life. Again, this is your life. This is you going in and recreating your life, yourself, your mind, your heart, your soul, your environment, your world. You got to commit here. You got to commit here. Don't do it for 3 days. Like I said, that momentum get high, right? Woo, 3 days. That 4-day come, you don't want to do it no more. Next week come, oh, I've had enough. I don't see results. Nothing's changing. Nothing's moving. You don't want to do it no more. Trust the process. Okay? But you got to commit. You must commit here, okay? Now, last but not least is going to be number 4. And this is, I guess it's kind of the step, one of the spaces I'm sitting in right now. Look at this mouth. One of the spaces I'm sitting in right now, because I'm not gonna get into that right now because it's gonna take me off. It's gonna take me off, and I'm gonna go into a whole nother place. But that's gonna be another lesson that we talk about, which is called the observer effect. When you actually become not only the observer, but the witnesser to your world, to that you are creating, come to fruition and come to pass right in front of your eyes. Okay? Because that's a part of self-mastery. That's a part of this journey. You get to create your world. The world that you live in outside, that's not your world. That is the world. That's the world, but it's not the one you're supposed to be living in. The only world that you're supposed to be living in is the one that you create from within yourself. Okay? So number 4 is going to be realization, okay? And realization, do you know what that means? Realization means that you know something. When you realize something, you know. Okay? You know. There's no hoping. There's no wishing. There's no shoulda, coulda, wouldas. When you realize something, you know it as a fact. The beautiful part about step number 4 is when you come into the realization, that means you have now come into the knowing. Oh, God. You've come into the knowing of these beautiful visions and things that Spirit, God has been showing you in this space here. You now know it, because when it first told you, when it first appeared to you, you didn't believe it. Right? You didn't recognize it because it didn't look like the old busted up, broke down version of you that we used to be in. So when you got shown this beautiful light, this beautiful being radiating at this capacity here, you absolutely did not recognize it as yourself. Little did you know it was your higher self. It's a version of you that you can absolutely attain, but you must rise in vibration to do so. It's up to you. So, like I said, when you realize you not hoping, you not wishing, you not shoulda, you not coulda, you know. Because the thing about these words is when you're hoping, when you trying, when you're wishing, when you shoulda, when you coulda, that means you are without. It's not there yet. You've not yet accomplished. And you may not truly believe it. That's why you're hoping on it and wishing on it. See, you got to be careful with your words and where you use them and how you use them. To hope is to long for. Like I said, it's to be without. I can see it as a positive. No. When you master your vessel, you realize you know things. You don't got time for hoping and trying. You do, you am, you are. We use words like this. So when you get to step 4, that's when, like I said, you come to the realization, you know without a shadow of a doubt that these things, these visions, these ideas, your downloads, these things are actually possible for you. And the thing about realizing is you can't have something that you don't see. You can't have something that you don't feel. You can't have something that you don't believe. So the moment realization happens, it begins to illuminate all those emotions. And what do we know about an emotion? An emotion is energy in motion. That is your magnet. That is how you pull down things into your world. You have to know it, love. So when you hit step 4, like I said, of this realization, this is where manifestation then begins. Because now you realize it means you know it, which means since you know it, you feel it, which means you have now allowed your conscious mind to impress this feeling on your subconscious mind. And we absolutely know and understand that the subconscious mind must create the event to match the vibration that we give off. So now that you've hit realization and you know these things without a shadow of a doubt, you now begin to watch all these beautiful things you now know, feel, and believe about yourself come into pass. It has to come through you before it can come to the physical, and I don't care what it is. Okay, you guys, keep that in mind, babies. Keep that in mind, my loves. Okay? That knowing, sit in that knowing. The knowing, the secret is a feeling. That knowing turns into a feeling. Once you get that feeling in your spirit and you believe it, well, what happens? You start to then move to that flow. You start to then move to the rhythm of that energy of that thing it is that you now know, even though you cannot see it yet. This is what manifestation is. You have to bring it to pass. You have to feel it to pass. It has to come through you. And well, once you do that, then everything in your world starts falling into place. Okay? So that's going to be the 4 steps to self-mastery. 1 is awareness. Hold on, guys. My thing is going off here. Okay, so 1 is awareness. 2 is choice and discernment. 3 is action, focus, and decision. And 4 is realization, which then equals manifestation. Like I say it all the time. It's so simple that it's complicated. But once you, like I said, you start getting into your flow, things will start falling into place. So don't overthink it. Don't allow yourself to flow. Okay, so we're gonna stop there with those 4 things. Okay, so let's get back to this. CCC, te voy a subscriber y tu voy a dar. Hold on. Te voy a subscribe. Wait, subscriber. Te voy a subscriber y te voy a dar un like. Oh, so you said you subscribed and you gave me a like? Is that what that means? I think that's what that means. Let me know. No alto, hermana. Dale, dale. Mi hermana, ¿cómo te llamas? Me ama mía. Me ama BeLegendaryMama. Me ama BeLegendaryMama. Hi, ask. Who is this? Akshay. Hey, baby. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. So, like I said, I'm not going to get on here and do too much. I know when I used to get on, I used to give you so much and try to pile you up with so much in that short amount of time. And that's because, well, I wasn't used to operating off a linear time and things like that here. And so now that I am in flow with time, right, I no longer rush and move so fast, and so now I actually have time to enjoy and breathe and feel and be, right? That's a part of your being. So we will have plenty of time to go through these things. I'm gonna jump back on next week. It'll be around the same time, and we are going to pick up right where we left off. In the midst of time, in between now and next week, you know, I always drop a, a short and a video. I do that once a day. And then I also have my TikTok, my Facebook, my Instagram. They are all BeLegendaryMama across all socials. I think my Instagram is BeLegendaryMama44, but all the other ones are BeLegendaryMama. So you can always go on there and find you something. If you need to eat, if you hungry, go in there. I'll feed you. It's a lot on there for you to eat. My inboxes are open, so if you got something, you know, something, you inbox me, send me a message, I will respond. So I'm about to get off for today. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I thank you for your support. King, it was great meeting you and speaking with you. I absolutely hope that there are beautiful things going on in your life. Armando, I thank you for the Spanish, the Spanish lessons we had today. ¿Cómo te llamas? Me llama Mía. BeLegendaryMama. Pero Mía. Tú sabes, like tú eres Mía. Mi nombre es Mía. I enjoyed all of you. Who is this? Ahora. Thank you, Mama. I hope something I said to you reached you. Was able to pour into you at some point here. But like I said, I am here now. This is my job. I work for Jesus. I work for Spirit. I don't go to a 9 to 5. This is my job. So get used to seeing me. Get comfortable. Make yourself at home because we are just getting started. Like I said, I thank you for hanging out with me today. I want you guys to absolutely enjoy the rest of your day. But what do I want you to absolutely make sure that you do for the rest of your day? Bye-bye.